How's everybody doing?
All right.
My name is Matthew Perdomo. Welcome to the show Friends of Five, brought to you by 5 Reasons Sports Network. As always, make sure you get onto our YouTube page, subscribe, like, turn on those notifications so you can see all the free content that we got for you. Get onto our website, 5reasonsports.com, buy some shirts. They're really nice. And head your way to Twitter so you can follow us and get all the free stuff that we got. We're always on top of everything. The only people that know stuff before us are the actual Heat. After that, we got the info first for you, okay?
Alrighty. So I'm Ryan Lasner, LasnerSport, and we have a super special, amazing guest today, Jason Jackson. Can I call you Jax? Can I please call you Jax?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very few people refer to me as Jason, and usually it's on a very official dynamic. So Jax works. Jax
All right,
works
Jax.
perfectly.
Thanks for being on our show today, the Friends of Five show with 5 Reasons Sports. We see you just about every single telecast. You do
Thank God. Thank God I'm still there. Good Lord.
You do a tremendous job. So we're getting into the playoffs, pretty hyped. You know, the Pacers were all set up.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I see it, we played last. We've seen the playoffs. Would you consider them one of our biggest rivals, Miami's biggest rivals?
Indiana?
Yes.
Historically, I mean, now they're from a playoff standpoint, we're now matching the same number of series with the Knicks.
Right.
That's mind-blowing, isn't it? 5-5. Yeah, man. So what you're dealing with now, though, is the imprint of the organizations. Jimmy said it best. You put on the Heat jersey, you inherit all the old stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that Heat fans have a history with the Knicks they're never going to let go. It's 20 years ago, people. Mercy.
I was there.
Yeah. And then it's the Bulls, by the way, who the Heat have seen the most in the playoffs over the years.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
7 different times. You got to go back.
I feel like the Mavericks would be our biggest rivals just because we've seen them in the finals twice or the third.
But that's the thing. I don't know if there's like this. There isn't one, right? There isn't this thing where it's like, it should be with the Magic, right? That should be the thing. But
Orlando.
not in a playoff series. And those cats act like they're in the finals every time we go up there. Heat home game in Orlando, by the way. Let's
I
be
know.
clear about that. Again, a little lot of let's go Heat chance in that joint like we own the place. But yeah, this is probably as close as it gets. I think back to Boston probably being in that mix too.
Right.
But we'll deal with what's in front of us. And as Jimmy noted minutes ago, all that stuff back in January, putting that to the side.
Wow.
We're going to ball. Guard your man. Make it difficult, particularly for Mr. Warren, to be as delicious as he's been, in the seeding games, as we saw on Monday. Extremely disruptive. And some of that was him just missing shots. I don't know if we get too nuts on how well the Heat per se defended him, but at least, you make stuff a challenge. So, listen, this gets real simple for me. Who's healthy? Who remains healthy? All right. As we well know, that scary moment with DJ was spine tingling. Like that was nerve wracking. Not from a rotation standpoint, just for the man. I'm thinking about his son. I'm thinking about his lady. I'm thinking about his parents, people that I've gotten to know a little bit. We've spent some time together in Chicago when he became dunk champ. And that's what I'll be very candid with you all. Both my sons are athletes. I have a senior at Nova Southeastern University who's a scholarship track athlete. I have a senior at Columbus High School starting combo guard coming up, about to get busy in his last year out there in Westchester. And man, I just thought about seeing one of my boys laying on the floor or laying on the track or laying in the pit. It got really my producer had to ask me if I was okay. I was I was sitting up in the set like I had to get my what together to do the story to lead off post game, and it freaked me out. So I was so glad that I'm glad that he has a neck strain. I'm glad it wasn't anything more than a neck strain. We have no idea how long it's going to be for him. I'm hopeful it's short. I think Kemba had this recently. It was about 5 days, but some people have been gone for 6 to 12 weeks.
Yeah. It's person to person.
We'll see, but they already don't have Sabonis. Obviously, Oladipo's not all-star caliber Oladipo, but man, forget all that stuff, man. Roll the rock out. Let's ball. Let's go.
Let's do it. With that said, is there a phrase that you like to say?
No.
Something with ball.
Nope. I don't.
Can we get that?
It's time to ball, y'all.
Yeah.
It's so country. Like, so I grew up in the country. I was born in Delaware, Ohio. It's about 23 miles north of Columbus, Ohio. And I like corny, quirky stuff. Like, I just do. I was supposed to be a game show host, man. Hot Seconds with Jax is not an accident. Okay, we didn't stumble into it and go, man, this would be a neat idea. No, I want to do a game show because that's what I was supposed to be, a game show.
How long did you have to pitch the idea before they gave it to you?
Hot Seconds?
Yeah.
For a hot second, bud.
That's it?
It wasn't. Listen, I am so blessed to have Ted Ballard as our executive director, to have AJ Speaks as our senior producer, because they let me be ridiculous. We come up with an idea and we can execute it, we try it. If it works, cool. 12 years later, we're still doing a hot second. You know, some stuff is one and done. I'm not going to. We've had a couple projects where like, nah. But time to ball, y'all, just came out of my mouth one day. Just came because I'm country, really. I mean, it's because I'm just y'all. I mean, y'all, really, like, right? That. But I say it a lot. And then
we love it.
It is time was planned. That was planned because I felt like if I was coming back to Miami. I don't know if you guys know the whole story. Out of Bowling Green State University, right there. Yeah. Out of BG. I'm sorry. Am I wearing my word? And as you all know, I got my BG shorts on, but we'll leave that alone. I came here to Miami, 18 months at WSVN, then blessed to way too early get the opportunity of a lifetime to be a reporter and anchor and host at ESPN for 7 years. Nice. One of my responsibilities in the latter stages of my tenure was I was a host on a daily Monday through Friday afternoon drive radio show on ESPN Radio, but also I was a part of the NBA on ESPN Radio live remote broadcast team during the finals. And our lead was the play-by-play sounds and waxings.
Okay.
Brent Musburger, you are looking alive. You are listening live. Man, he hit that thing. I'd be all fired up and ready to go. And so I said, I want something big like that. I need something that everybody knows it's showtime.
Right.
And so I remember the first game, preseason in Houston against Yao Ming and the Rockets back in 2004. I stuck that thing like Kerry Strug in the 96 Olympics. I mean, I hit it so hard and my mic wasn't working. The very first time you all didn't hear it. So I stopped and I brought it back out for the first game in 2004 during the regular season. And it's one of those things. I like things that are organic more than planned, but sometimes you got to have something ready to knock people's socks off with. And it's just become one of those things. They haven't put it on a mug or a t-shirt yet. I'm actually a little offended. You guys, you all do it. You all do it over. You tell Skolnick you guys can do it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it is time. It's one of those funny things because it like even some people think that I don't say it correctly, even though it's my line and I made it up. Wow. Some people think I say is time. Now, why in the world would I be saying a contraction that includes the very next word that I need? It's just the way the way that it sounds on the stick. Like now, I hit that T like it's the last nail on the railroad. Boy, it is time. It's ridiculous now because people are insane on Heat Reddit, as you all well, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
I make sure it's that.
So I actually met you, Jason. The first time I met you, you had a fundraising event at Omni Park.
Yeah.
The Jack Olympics.
Jack's Olympics, baby. I just was moving the storage, saved myself a few $100s a month for the foundation.
It was a great day. All of a sudden, it started like a little sunny shower started out of nowhere. Oh, I remember everybody was playing the Frisbee game. It was funny. But when I met you, I came up to you and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm a big fan or whatever." You're such a nice guy.
I was about to ask you, was I awesome or was I?
No, you're awesome. I didn't know you were tall. I didn't know how tall you are because like the camera doesn't make you look like a tall guy. You're a tall guy. And you manhandled me, and you grabbed me, and you gave me a hug, and your hand was like the size of like my head. I have a picture of what it looked like for me in the moment. This is what it looked like for me.
Look at that melon. That's about my. I wear almost a size 8.
That's probably what it looked like for me. My fiance, she was like, "Who the heck is that guy? And why are you guys like so?"
Oh, that's so good, man.
But
You don't have to explain that type of love to anybody. Ever.
It was fun. It was fun. But yeah, I mean, transitioning that to the Heat, who is the funnest person on this team for the Heat? I mean, it doesn't have to be the funniest guy, but who is like the guy that you vibe with the most on the Heat?
Okay, so those are two different answers because Jimmy's the funniest. I mean, period. He is that dude. If he wanted to, and he really put his mind to it, he could probably get together a good 30-minute like headliner stand-up act. Not the featured act that's going 90 minutes, but like the second person. So you got the host, then featured, then the headliner. He probably could get you a good 30-minute set, and you'd actually giggle. It's not out yet, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a taste. Jack's Fan Foundation, you noted, roasted the greatest player in Miami Heat history back in October, almost a year ago. Like, isn't that crazy? And we went cinematic with it. Like we're gonna try to sell this thing and put it on television. Well, one of the things Jimmy did is serenaded Dwayne.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I came out and sang like right off the top. I think we might have put out a clip or something of it. But I mean, man, that dude, when he went on the stage and started roasting, and he gave us all, I mean, just heartache about how I don't have great lines. I don't have these. Man, he came out there and slayed it, man. So not just also like off the cuff funny, preparedly funny. But who do I vibe with the most? Like the stuff, you mean like on air or off air? Like what
doesn't matter. I mean, like who I would say off air because that's probably more
the
like
tough thing about off air now is I'm getting a little older. All right. So I'm turning into these people's daddy, man. Like, nobody wants to hang out with their dad.
Yeah, like Tyler Hero, 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he's young. Tyler Hero's the first Heat player that's younger than my oldest son.
Wow.
Right? I mean, my time, I've been 16 years in this organization. My oldest just turned 21. As I told you all, senior up at NSU. And so Tyler Hero's the first Heat player that is younger than my son. So yeah, there's not a lot of the street hanging out thing that I used to do a little bit when I was a little bit younger earlier. I'm trying to think who do I like?
You have a handshake.
There's something about your boy Myers Leonard. We've had some encounters on air that are pretty just absolutely hilarious, man, because he's such a huge personality. At first you like raise your eyebrow and go, what is this energy all about? Is this manufactured? Is this, man, that's that dude. That's that guy.
Yeah.
But he is a little bit of a cartoon character. And so he kind of comes out of his skin. We remember we were up in Orlando, and Orlando had the Heat's number a couple times, and Spoke called the guys on it. Jimmy gets behind it, and it was like they turned it into the state title, like a high school state championship. And so they had to go up there to get the season series. I mean, I think it was a shellacking. I think it was after we had gone up there, got our hat handed to us. I believe the Heat won the next. Did we play all three against them? I'm not sure. That's all crazy. But the last one up there, Myers comes off like they may think they're the best in the state, but they know we are now.
Right.
I mean, I thought we were going to go Hulk Hogan. I was turning into Gina. It was little Mean Gene Okerlund, right?
Mean Gene.
And it was like, let me tell you something, brother. Yeah, we take our vitamins, we say our prayers, and we beat the Magic. You know, like it was that type of vibe. So I always enjoy my exchanges with the Hammer.
All right. And Jax, so you were an integral part of the Big Three. I know you didn't play on the court. You were there.
Okay.
There. I mean, so many good times. I mean, those are the best days of my life, to be honest. When LeBron came over, I know it changed your life. I guess what was your reaction when you found out LeBron was coming to Miami? I guess because the year before.
You want me to curse on Twitter? Is that what you want?
Oh, or just your facial expression, and then
we'll take some cursing.
and then I'm just curious also, like what would you say is like your favorite photo bomb moment with Chris Bosh involved or LeBron?
There's a bunch of those. To your first question, it was the first time I cursed in front of my children.
Oh wow!
I'm a big cursor off the air and in regular life. I conjugate MF. I'm terrible. But I had never cursed in front of my sons, and I had taken great pride in it. That was 11 years of undefeatedness, just all gone because LeBron said, "This is tough. I'm gonna take my talent to South Beach." Not that I know everything, word for word, but so I didn't know. No one really knew. Like Chris Bosh will tell you the story. Like but you don't know till it comes out the man's mouth, right? Like, they had a plan, but it's gotta be said. It's gotta be done. So that was an amazing day. Of all the stuff, of all the interviews, of all the bombs, what caught me off guard so the best one I wasn't in. The best one was when DWade was injured one day. I believe it was a day game. He was wearing a beautiful white suit. DWade snatches the microphone out of my hand and starts interviewing LeBron himself. Then Chris Bosh comes around, puts a towel on each of their shoulders while they're talking, comes in, and karate chops it. Gives it that, and walks off.
We're going to find that.
Just strong. And DWade and LeBron did not stop.
Right.
They just kept going. I'll give you this. Chris Bosh, to this day, and prior to him, no one better to interview. Period. He's my number one in the program, in my heart, up in the rafters, like the whole bit. Like, he is thoughtful. I kid him all the time. I say, man, you would have went to Georgia Tech without basketball. Like, he's brilliant. Like, right. Really smart man. And the thing that he provides you more than anyone else is a lot of these guys have great answers, but they're answers they thought about, or they're kind of regurgitating what they just heard in a scouting meeting or whatever. CB was authentic, original, thoughtful every day, every single time. So it's just my favorite to have a microphone in front of, bar none.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I would love to meet him. Let's get him at the next fundraiser. I'll be at the next one.
Oh, he's gonna get roasted one of these years. Don't you worry.
I can't afford the roasting tickets.
Listen, of course you can. Dream big, baby.
So wait, so how did you celebrate the Big Three announcement? I know you had.
I'm pretty sure I just passed out. I think all the blood ran out of my brain.
Well, you knew what it meant. You knew what it meant.
Of course, man. We were changing everything, right? I mean, it was the Super Friends were coming together. It was absolutely fantastic. By the way, I'm going to be drawn to every time a tweet pops up on the screen. I love it. Don't do it to me. It's like squirrel every time it happens. But no, I love it. Let it happen. It's beautiful.
So there's like this whole vibe, right, with like this Heat team, right? Like it's like everybody really believes that they're going to win. I believe it. Like I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is a bad team.
Are we talking about the other one?
I'm talking about this team we have right now.
Said we're going to win the whole thing. You saw him tell Rachel?
Yeah. They're going to win. Like, do you get that vibe when they were there?
Yes. They were
there all the time. Like, did they ever think they were going to lose a game?
Yeah.
Like, no, right? Like,
no. Okay, let's get something straight about Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. Cares about one thing. I listen, all due respect to the new baby, his lady.
Right.
Family and friends. Winning. That's it. Like, it's not complicated. Try to get him to get you to give you another answer about a game and what matters in it. Not scoring. Not filling up a stat sheet for you and I to go goo goo gaga all over. Winning. That man thinks you can go 82-0 if you're focused. Like, it's wild. So for him, that then gets into the dirt and it becomes a part of everybody's foundation. how fortunate to have that type of thinking that's already got heat all over it, right? It already he's Heat DNA on him before he even arrived. So the young players who have been getting this jam down their throat, it's just co-signed, right? For UD, it's like, man, find somebody else to help out with the culture carrying, right?
Right.
And then the new people that came in, from free agency and trades, he's the best player on the team. What else you gonna do? Right?
Yeah.
What else? So it's a man, one of the great fits. One of the great fits in all these wonderful acquisitions that Coach Riley has put together over the years. This is one of the top glove, like literally hand in glove fits that I've seen.
Nice.
Well, all right. So as far as the West, are you allowed to have a favorite Western Conference team?
Oh yeah, it's America, man. I'm allowed to.
Okay.
Do these things.
So would that be the Lakers?
I grew up a Showtime Lakers fan.
Okay.
Like before, I loved Miami Heat.
Right.
It was all purple and gold for me.
Right.
Whoa.
Even though Rondo's on the team.
That's a problem. So you know too much. You know way too much.
I don't know anything, but I know that in the past he's been rude to us. He's not a classic guy.
Nothing he can do can change the glory of the purple and gold for me. Okay. The Lakers are they're a fabric of my childhood. Like my favorite athlete, not my favorite basketball player, my favorite all-time athlete,
Pat Riley
Johnson.
Magic.
That was close.
Yeah. Pat's close. That's my dude, man. Think about this, man. Like you grow up, right? And the guy who is the orchestrator of your favorite team is now your boss's boss. I think that's right. I think that's 2 layers. 2 or 3 layers. And because of this ridiculous role I have this direct connection with him, right? And so I feel like a child every time I see him. If I get giddy, I get fired up. I'm like, man, I work with Pat Riley, man.
That's awesome.
It's ridiculous.
That's really
and a blessing, man.
Here's,
and so
I got that right here.
you got him over there doing it?
Yeah.
That looks like that night in Chicago when he took over for Stan. Where is it? Is that home or away? Yeah, bring that thing in here. I'm gonna break this one down. Okay, that's at the crib. That's down here in Miami. You got it signed too?
Yeah. I mean, I got it there.
I don't even have that one, man. That's pretty. Yeah, man. The Lakers. For me, I'm concerned about the Clippers. That's it. That's my only concern.
Yeah.
The Clippers gonna get a handful, by the way. Luka and them gonna play about two more games than they want to. Right? At least.
I don't
know if you ever go into a series thinking you can sweep somebody. There's just too much respect for getting to this level. It shows eventually, right? Like you're up 3-0. You're like, okay, let's get.
Yeah, the Mavs are a tough team, but the Lakers are going to be playing a very tough team in the Blazers.
Maybe.
No, I mean game time is real
to get to where they are right now. They might have blown a gasket.
Yeah, okay. I mean that last game, Jerkit, like he was. You could see his face was exhausted. He put it all out there.
And bless his heart, his grandmother passed yesterday morning.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He had that on him. You got CJ with a crack in his back.
Yeah.
Fractured if you want to. He got a crack in his back and dropped 20.
Now everybody knows.
Yeah. And so, right word. We don't want any of that, but it happens, right? And Dame's got it back. And like it wouldn't surprise me if they got the doors blown off in the first one.
Okay.
Dame is going to go supernova in a game or two, right? That's going to happen.
Right.
Because that's one thing Lakers can't answer is that backcourt. Like they can't. But they have nothing for LeBron James. Okay. LeBron going to average like 40. This is going to be ridiculous. Now, is AD going to show up? That's the question. AD, like we got to wait. I mean, like listen, far be it from me, right? To act like I'm the Michael Jordan of sports broadcasting. I have my nights, right? But for the most part, you guys know what you're going to get when you tune in, right?
Yeah.
I may make you giggle with some of my silliness. I'm going to lead you in and lead you out, right? I'm going to get you where you need to be.
Of course.
AD, I'm never sure. Am I going to see one of the best players in the world or I'm going to be disappointed? I shouldn't have that breadth of possibility when you're considered one of the top players in the game. I'm sorry. 4 for 20 doesn't mean you didn't score 20. It means you got your ass to the line 15 times. And we got ourselves a nice little whatever the hell 8 plus 15 is. 23 points, stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm keeping an eye on the guy that is, I think, the game changer for the Lakers if they're going to. I'm extrapolating everything down to the Western Conference Finals to where it's Lakers Clippers, and the Clippers are just so freaking deep, and they got so much defense. They'll defend you right back into your hotel room there on the campus. Something else.
All right. Well, we're approaching that almost time, so let's get some rapid fire ones. Actually, one of these people from Twitter actually had a question for you. For Jason, who was the most surprising player for him in this Heat roster this season?
Come on, it's Duncan. You can't see. You can't. The transition from I'm going to get on the summer league team to oh my god, I got a two-way. To wait a minute, the team's signing me. To you know what? I think I'm gonna be in the rotation. To starter, okay, to trip to Chicago, to the only people who have ever made that many threes with that level of efficiency. Steph Curry,
right,
and Duncan Robinson. That's it in the history of the National Basketball. So, well, since 1980, right? I don't want to get too dramatic. It's been fantastic to watch, and then he becoming more than a specialist, right?
Oh yeah,
still working on that defense. He's that guard without fouling. But
I mean, it's not always his fault because sometimes they pick on him, man. They pick on those refs. They picking on. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but you refs stop picking on my guy.
We're no excuse organization, you know that. We're gonna get better with defending without fouling, but the fact that he'll cut. And I mean, cut the hell out of people. Like his back cuts now because everybody's pressing up on that, and you've got to decide, right? Because if you give him that much room, like he's allowed to shoot contested threes. So that's just another Tuesday, baby. I'm gonna launch this thing. So that's what they got.
That's true, man. I mean, because we've had some players where you're like, no, don't shoot that. But like when Duncan's shooting, it's like you expect almost for it to go in, right? You're just like
danger, man, from the logo. Let's go.
All right, so going on with the rapid, these are going to be not too complicated, but real quick, LeBron or Jordan?
Bron.
DWade or James Harden?
Are you serious?
No. And what about Shaq or Duncan? Tim Duncan? Different positions, but
yeah, that's interesting. Shaquille for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my last question is.
Really asked me about James Harden.
It's been going on Twitter. So
remember the note? I still got the note.
No, but what Ryan was asking was who has better hair. Like because they both got some nice style, man.
Yeah, I'll think about when they're 48. We'll see.
My last question is going to be on one of my favorite people that I like to watch in the Heat. Right. Ron Rothstein. How awesome is it to work with him, man? Because it looks like a blast. You guys have your thing going on. It is so fun to watch. He makes the halftime show. No offense to you, but he partially makes the halftime show, and then you make the other part. But it's such a fun thing to watch.
As I've told Ron, John, and Ruth through the years, these shows are as good as they are. Right, I can be as fun and loud and energetic and silly as possible. You can't have that the whole time. The insight and the analysis, bringing you all a little bit closer to the experience. That's where it's at. That's any good show, I think, sports show. And so Ron it's been fantastic, man. Like Ron's the same age, a little bit older than what my dad would have been. May he rest in peace. Yesterday would have been his 73rd birthday. So that's a cool connection to have. He loves basketball, man. And so the fact that we get to talk about basketball all the time, like all the time, is awesome. When I look out the back window of my condo, I can see his condominium from my house. So I'm always like, Ron, shut the door, man.
That's so cool.
Draws on, Ron. Quit playing.
You got to get one of those like super good cameras and like zoom into his house and see if you see
really
him.
cool. In this encore career, his third career, by the way, because he was coach forever, right? But he was a high school phys ed teacher.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This is his third career broadcasting. And he did a little bit of it for the Pistons television crew back in the day. But to be a part of something that I know pretty well, and he was getting into and learning, a different layer for him, was really cool to be a part of. He had done games, but studio is a little bit of a different monster, and the preparedness and reaction time a little bit different too. The production of it, and so it's been really cool. And then the fact that he embraces the jokes, man, it's the best, man. Like,
who came up with the button?
I can't remember specifically.
All right, I wanted to see
around. It was just laying around. You know what that is, right? That's the old Staples button.
Okay.
Right? Like, it does not work. It does nothing. There are no batteries in it. But Ron treats that thing like,
don't give away the secrets, man.
Like, it's a hotline to the truck, man. It is the best.
I love it, man. Stop it.
Yeah.
Go. Stop. Go. Rewind.
Stop it. Stop. Take it back. So good.
It's my favorite thing to watch.
Well, big shout out also to Ruth Riley-Hunter. She's been tremendous. I mean, it's her second year with you guys, but a lot of development
coming up.
You can tell she's doing a great job, and she has the credentials. You even mentioned she was a WNBA MVP, Finals MVP. Right. So that's pretty awesome.
She does the radio. It's so good. I listen to her when she's doing the game analysis during the radio. On the radio, I mean, during the game. It's so good. She's really good, yeah.
She wasn't good by accident, Matt.
Right. She hung out with you.
She is a basketball mind.
Yeah.
On top of being a great player, she thinks the game extremely well, and she's into advanced stats. She's taking us all on the advanced stats carpet ride right now, which is awesome. We all need to grow in that space.
Well, I look forward to seeing your jersey retirement also. You'll be going up.
We'll put a microphone.
You'll be a Hall of Famer.
Right behind Reed and Pineda. Absolutely.
right after LeBron's go up, you'll be the next.
We're
gonna get on that shirt for you. All right, it's time to ball. Maybe we'll put on some shorts too.
A couple, man. Make some change. Just send me a box of cigars for my trouble.
Right, cool. Any preference?
Yeah. A Romeo y Julieta.
All right.
Yeah, that's my joint. No, only after you sell 10,000 T-shirts. Don't worry.
After I see the price.
All right. So we'll get on that.
Gentlemen, a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It was awesome having you, Jason. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for joining the show. Make sure you follow all of us, including Jason Jackson. And thank you.